Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is March 11th, 2025. It is Tuesday. Just wanted to give a check-in. It's been a little over a week since I last posted an update, so just wanted to talk through a few things and give an update. And my camera is doing its own little thing today. Sorry guys, stay. Okay. So last week I talked about thinking that I would change how many times I weigh in, and I have decided I will go ahead and weigh in once a week. Usually I weigh in on Tuesday, the day I take my shot, and then I weigh in on Friday, just because that was the other day that I would go see my trainer, which I'm not able to do right now because of my ankle still. So I would always see more weight the day that I took the shot, which makes sense because, you know, the half-life of your shot is around, I think, day 5 or so. So I thought about just keeping it the same because it is data, right? I just want to see if I can do once a week, because I've even talked about it, I think, before. I became really obsessed with the scale. I became obsessed with the number. Every day when I used to weigh, I would get really upset when there were fluctuations and beat myself up because I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And that is not a healthy way to look at this. And I realized for me that it wasn't helping me, it was hurting me. And it does affect my brain. It affects my mood. I mean, I'm sure it does with you too, when you are weighing in and it's not what you expect, and you're busting your butt every day. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're following, you know, a protocol that either you or your physician or both of you as a combo have put in place. And to me, it was just too much pressure, and it was bothering me because I kind of equated the weight on the scale, the number on the scale, to my worth, and that's not good. That's not healthy. And I want to have healthy boundaries with that. I can also see non-scale victories, or NSVs. You know, being able to sit in a airplane seat that used to be a struggle to kind of wedge my hips into. Now I can sit without any problems. Not using a seatbelt extender on an airplane anymore is a huge non-scale victory. Going from a size 30, 32 or a 3X all the way down to a 1X, and some of it is 14, 16s, huge win. So those things aren't identified on the scale. And it was really hard for me to celebrate those wins when I'm looking at the scale and it says, oh, well, you're up a pound or two. And I would kind of go into, well, do I need to starve myself? Do I need to not really eat? You know, I can do without food, and that's not a healthy way to look at it either. So I don't mind the twice a week. It was a struggle when I first started doing twice a week. I really had that itch to go weigh every day, but I decided not to. So I'm comfortable weighing in twice a week now, but I do want to see the difference if I weigh once a week. Just for my sake, you know, and you have to weigh and do the schedule that works best for you. Everyone is different, and if it doesn't bother you when the number changes day to day, then that's great. But for me, it wasn't healthy. So I won't weigh in until Friday. I went on a girls trip this past weekend, and you know, I'm sure I was up. Usually when I'm up moving around more, I gain. That's that inflammation. I have a lot of inflammation in my body. I have a lot of chronic pain. So I think weighing in on Friday is good. So I just took my shot today. Today is Tuesday. Today is shot day. I'm on I want to say I'm on my 4th month of 10 milligrams of compounded tirzepatide. I've been on compound since March 2024, but I've been on the GLP-1 journey since February 1st, 2024. I'm with Mochi Health, and I'm really pleased with those guys and the team there. I've not really had any issues. And I did talk to the doctor the other day just as my check-in, and he said, I asked him if we should be concerned about the shortages. Most of you probably know, or if you don't, there is a lawsuit going on right now with Eli Lilly, and the FDA have joined forces for compounded tirzepatide. They want to shut that down, and the OFA is trying to block that. And there is a worried mindset from a lot of us in the GLP-1 community that our access to compounded medications will go away. And I'm afraid. I'm on the afraid side. I did talk to the physician at Mochi that I work with on my weight loss journey, and he was very confident that it's not going away. And Mochi does have a dosing plan already in place that should help them if they were to try to be shut down. Their doses are different from Eli Lilly, pardon me. So I do say I'm on the 10 milligram, but actually I think it's 11 point something that I'm on from Mochi. It's just a little different. They also add some vitamins and things like that to your prescription. So they do have their dosing changed, which definitely does help. I feel like in their corner, it does help. And hopefully that will be the case where they can continue to make that medication for people that need it. So, sorry, I get dry mouth sometimes. So I'm okay right now. I'm contemplating ordering a 3-month supply. I thought about 6. I don't know if I'll do that. It is an investment, which I understand, but I would use it anyway. So, I'm just trying to think a little bit more about it. I know we have 1 or 2 weeks before things really start getting hot and heavy again in the lawsuits. So I will see what happens there. But I did go on a girls' trip, went to Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, I always get it confused. Saw Rascal Flats, that was amazing. And just had a nice relaxing time. I had a drink or 2, but it was smaller than what I normally would have gotten. Excuse me. Most of my food the whole time I was gone was really just on point. I tried to order side dishes of things. Went to a German restaurant and just ordered a side of red cabbage, which is fermented, which is good for gut health. And then I ordered a side of spatzel, which spatzel is a pasta, a noodle. But, I'll do a give and take. I'd rather have it than not feel deprived. And the 2 side plates I had, were about like this big. And there was a pretty good portion on both sides. I only ate half of both. Actually, I only ate half of the purple cabbage and then ate almost a half of the spatzel. So I took it back to the hotel with me and had it later for a snack. For breakfast in the mornings, I packed some of my Greek Dannon Light and Fit yogurt. So I would take a yogurt downstairs with me because the hotel had a really good breakfast. I would get a spoon of scrambled eggs to go with it. And I would add just a little bit of Raisin Bran cereal into my yogurt and kind of mix it up. So I was getting fiber in there as well. And that was it. I would be so full. So, spoonful of eggs for me was probably about the size right here of my palm. And I was done with that and the Dannon Light and Fit. Um, you know, I didn't snack much on this trip, and a lot of times when I'm on road trips, I'm in the car and I want to nosh on something. And I did not have that inclination at all, which is actually kind of funny, and I'm just now realizing this. But um trip, you know, for dinner one night we went to Red Lobster. My friend got a big plate of different seafood items, and two of the items were, she asked me what I wanted, so I got the grilled shrimp skewer and then the shrimp scampi, which garlic butter is not that great, but I didn't touch a single Cheddar Bay biscuit, which was amazing. Those have always been a thing, I guess, for everybody, right? And I didn't even think about it, really. I was just like, oh, okay, there's biscuits, you know, and I just kind of moved them over, but I was fine not having a biscuit. So I really just was on autopilot most of the time, but I've been on this so long, I feel like, that I'm more aware of those good decisions and those choices that are good for me. So don't be afraid when you're out to eat, asking for a side of something or a kids meal. If they have kids meal and there's something good on there, I'm talking about something grilled. You know, you can have fried things every once in a while. You just need to be cautious about how much of it is fried. And like, that's the one thing you get a day that's like fried. You know, everything else that day you're on point with, you know, it's grilled, it's steamed, it's whatever. So don't think that you can't have something fried. You can. Just, I would do it in moderation. You know, I'm trying to think what else we had a couple of nights. You know, I brought cheese packets with me from Sam's Club. They're cheese with nuts and dried fruit. So I brought a few of those with me. I really didn't snack on those like I thought I would, which was good, but I had them there just in case. So yeah, it was a good trip. I did not weigh. I didn't want to see it, truthfully, but I don't think it I don't think it would have been too bad. So we'll see how Friday goes, and I will update you. You know, weight loss, like I say all the time, is, you know, it starts up here and you're kind of going down, but then you go up and down, up and down, up and down. But your overall goal is, on my phone, guys, sorry. Your overall goal is you're still going down. So, you know, I fully expect to have those ups and downs. In a couple weeks, I'll be going out of the country. I fully expect that I will gain while I'm gone, just because there is nothing but walking. So, which is good, but also not good on the scale. So we'll see how that goes. And I'll update you as I get closer to doing that trip. And maybe I'll try to do a what I eat adventure while I'm there, if anyone's interested, just to see. So really, I've been trying to manage the hypoglycemia, and it's been going pretty well. My physician wanted me to get a CT of my abdomen just to rule out some other things that could have been going on. And thankfully, nothing horrible really showed up, which was good. I do have some granulars in my lungs, which could be from an infection that I was either fighting off or something. So they are going to send me to a pulmonologist just to double check and make sure there's nothing to be alarmed about. And, you know, I do have a fatty liver still, and I actually had the fatty liver when I had bariatric surgery in 2013. They did a biopsy back then and everything was normal, but I'm curious about the fatty liver and why it's still there. And I think they said it was even a little bit bigger than normal, what they consider normal. So I'm going to look into that and see if there's anything else I can do with that. So we'll see how that goes. Still doing PT for my ankle. It's a struggle. And with hypermobility Ehlers-Danlos, it's even more of a struggle because I'm not stable when I walk. If anybody knows hypermobility Ehlers-Danlos, basically your joints are rubbery and you overextend. So when I walk, I am basically hyperextending myself more than what a normal person would be. I'm more prone to falls, and that's why I get injured a lot. So right now what they're saying is early April, they want me to see the surgeon. And at that point, we'll have to make a decision whether I'm having a kind of like a, I don't know if it's a reconstructive surgery, but something to stabilize my ankle and those ligaments, because I tore 2 ligaments, one on each side of my foot. I tore the ligament over here, and then I tore this one over here, and then I also fractured that ankle on the left. The ankle bone right there is much better. This side isn't bothering me as much. It's all interior. So that's where I still struggle and have a lot of pain. When I do not have on my soft brace, I am pretty, I am overpronating and on my foot. So I'm walking more inward than I normally would. And I do not feel very stable and steady. So I talked to physical therapy, and he's basically saying, you know, this comes down to your quality of life and what you want it to be. And that kind of hit me hard, because I am tired of being so unsteady on my feet. You know, I would love to be able to stand without, you know, my joints fatiguing, and be able to walk without the possibility of me falling so much all the time. You know, just me taking the steps is a feat in itself, because that's actually how I fell and fractured my ankle, was I was getting off of a tractor at a pumpkin patch. So something simple like that, you know, I shouldn't have, I missed that last step. I thought I hit it, and I didn't, and down I went. And, you know, I need to protect my body as best I can, and I do not want surgery. I just don't know if there's another way, because I've been doing physical therapy since January of this year, and we're March 11th. So, and I've been going twice a week. I don't know if it's going to get any stronger than it is right now. So it'll be interesting to see what he says in April when I do go see him. What we're going to do. I'm hoping that whatever happens is the best for me, and that it provides the best outcome to where I can walk more. I would love to get back out to where I could start walking, or walking on the treadmill at least, or something like that, without being in pain with my foot. So trying to think if there's any other updates. Everything's been pretty slow at the moment. You know, my weight is up and down, but I'm tracking. I'm still at 65 pounds down, which is amazing from where I started. I've noticed that some things are even more sweeter than they used to be. Things that I used to really like and be able to enjoy, I can't even drink it anymore or taste something anymore. I'll hand it off to someone, and I'm like, this is just too much for me. So there are still changes happening with my appetite and taste, I feel like, every week, which is really interesting to see how our body responds to this medicine. But I can say that this trip was successful in the fact there was no constant snacking, which is huge for me, because like I said, I am a snacker, especially when it comes to trips and road trips. But I just didn't care. I just was having a good time. So yeah, hopefully everyone is doing well. I would love to know where you're at in your GLP-1 journey, or if you're just starting out. Let me know in the comments. I would love to know how you're doing, and if I can support you in any way or provide any suggestions based on where I'm at in my journey. Or if you're further along and have a piece of advice you'd love to share with me, I would love it very much. But thanks for being here. Thanks for joining, and we'll talk again next week. See you guys.